Welcome back to Hair Facts. Today we're going to talk to Larry about something that most people often forget, and that's what is life like after you deal with hair loss? What should you expect from family and friends? What's your life going to be like? So let's go ask Larry some questions about that.
When you can actually show people what you're seeing and they see it, then they can understand the direction that you're headed. I think it's very important if you choose to do something non-surgical or using a hair system, that you're open to, you basically have to be doing it for you and for nobody else. That's the first rule of thumb. I mean, the idea is we can't possibly please everybody. The idea is that we do it for the person sitting in the chair, and we go with their guidance. So if you do have a significant other that you want to have involved in the process, I think that's really helpful, because it's sometimes when you come in, you may be a little bit nervous or whatever. But the idea is that's why we try to bring people in post treatment to for any adjustments and so on. I think that's very, very important, and to basically share with others what you're planning to do, and I think it's if it looks natural, people don't question it. So that's the whole idea. Well, follow-up care is really interesting, because some clients or patients don't like us following them too closely. They just come to us when they need us, which is fine. Others may want to be followed a little more closely. So that's important to mention in your initial consultation. If you're the type of person who just likes to be left alone, that's fine. If you want me to follow up with you, that would be very important for me to know as well. Hair systems really can vary in longevity, depends on how the person looks after them, what products they use in them. What I mean by that, if you're using a human hair system, obviously it doesn't get its natural oils from the scalp like your growing hair does, so you have to rely on good product to do that, and proper maintenance. And so, as an example, if you're wearing ball caps all the time, stuff like that is really hard on the hair over time. It creates friction on the hair and causes it to break. We have a full service team here where we have you come in privately, and we talk about different whatever services the person may need, whether they want it washed and conditioned and styled. We can offer all those services right here. A hair system program is basically a duration of time with hair, I guess you would say. So, in other words, if you say, I'd like to purchase a 1-year plan, well, basically we would provide any services you may need within that year. We would provide the hair and the maintenance that goes along with it. So some people will buy, 1-year plan, they may buy a 2-year or 3-year, or they may just want to purchase the hair and pay each time they come in. So I'm very flexible, and usually it's all about keeping within a certain budget. The hair system, you can certainly shower, swim, exercise. All those things are certainly doable. Depending on how much you sweat, so on, will determine the frequency of your maintenance. A hair system, in my own personal experience, is very comfortable. I never even know it's there. In fact, I mind wearing my glasses a lot more. Probably 100 to 1. I never think of my hair. Obviously, when I look in the mirror and brush it in the morning and style it, that's about the only time I ever think of it. I never really truly know it's on my scalp. Hair systems have gotten so thin, like what I mean by that, the actual foundation. They're so thin and comfortable and pliable. Alternatively speaking, the bonds have changed a lot too over the years. I remember when I first started wearing hair when I was 18, the bond would crystallize and it made your head extremely itchy. Nowadays, all the bonds are designed to be pliable. In other words, they heat up with your body, and then when your body cools, they solidify again. So I've used mine. I've done a lot of different activities with mine. In fact, I was in a sauna at my camp, and so hot in there. In fact, I could barely touch my head. It was that hot. In fact, I didn't even wear my glasses because it would probably melt them. But I could feel when I would touch my head, I could feel the bond getting pliable. And then when I got out and cooled down, it solidified again. So it's very, very comfortable. Hair systems are obviously, the more money they are, it doesn't mean they're going to last longer. They're designed to look more natural. So as an example, if the hair is integrated into the membrane one hair at a time, it's not going to take a lot of abuse as far as you scrubbing your head and this kind of stuff. You got to keep in mind that it's not your own growing hair, and you got to kind of look after it. Now, having said that, do I hold back from doing anything in my life because of my hair? Absolutely not. I do whatever, but I also know how to look after it, and that's part of learning how to wear one, so to speak, right? I mean, it's most men that come to me are not used to even using conditioner in their hair, so we have to show them how to properly look after it, get them set up with the right product, and then of course teach them how to style it as well. So that's all part of the service. Most people are really surprised when they'll go back to work or whatever, and people don't really say anything. They really think that they've maybe changed their glasses, or they shave differently, or they really don't catch on to it. If it looks natural, people don't question it. Some people are very private about it and don't want people to know. There's other people that are very open about it. So we can address all of those situations. I mean, it really depends on you and how you want to proceed, I think it's really, truly important to talk to somebody who wears one, because looking back at it now, what I was selling to people before I wore a system versus now is totally different, because that's why it's so important to discuss what they plan to be doing, the type of activities they want to do. There's so many things that are involved in that decision, and if you're thinking of getting one, come and talk to me. We'll walk you through the whole process, go through all the questions you may have, any concerns you may have, and we'll address all of those things in consultation. So it's so important to. My dad obviously wore one, and for years, people would come to talk to him because he wore one, But now the product has changed so much, and so much better than it used to be. The options are limitless, really. I just wanted to invite everybody to come in. If you have any questions about hair loss, or you want to talk to somebody about it, certainly I'd be more than willing to sit down with you and have a conversation and help you out.